2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA. The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome everybody. Tonight we'll see the Indiana Pacers as they go up against the Bucks in Milwaukee. Well, for Milwaukee, they're right in the middle of the playoff pack at 5th place in the Eastern Conference. Their postseason plans starting to crystallize. And fellas, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shaq, you bestowed him with your nickname, Superman.
Superman is in the building.
Let me tell you something about Antetokounmpo. I know that's not the correct spelling, but every time he does a play, I'd be so excited I can't even say I'll just say Antetokounmpo. Anyway, Ernie, he runs the floor, has the skill. Every time he's around that area in the paint, no jump hooks, no finger rolls. He's throwing it down, and he plays with such fierce. That's why I gave him my name. Antetokounmpo is the new Superman.
Well, Giannis is too, and he's unstoppable, and Superman is in the building.
I'm going to let you say it this time.
I tell you what, if you can say his name correctly, his last name correctly, Kenny will give you $1 million.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Well, nice try.
Nice try.
You're
I keep
saved,
my money.
Kenny.
I keep my money.
That does it. Tip-off fast approaching. Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
You should have just said Greek freak.
Antetokounmpo.
Downtown Milwaukee is seen from the shore of Lake Michigan on a cloudless day. Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday, hump day, and we're ready to bring you all the action. I'm Kevin Harlan here with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Tonight with us as well, the Book of Basketball author, Bill Simmons. Bill, great to see you.
It's great to be here. Nobody is more impressed than my 11-year-old son, who can't believe that he's playing a video game and gets to hear my voice. When he hears my voice just yelling at him, now he gets to hear me break down basketball.
But it's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, he likes it. Yeah.
And with spring right around the corner, let's see who's flourishing in the power rankings. They're holding tight, still looking for ways to move up.
And you know, for the Bucks, they've been an elite team in the past. We're seeing a little regression from this group, but they can still beat most any team on any night.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, for the Milwaukee Bucks, it had been an 18-year dry spell. They hadn't won a playoff series since 2001, the longest such drought in the league. But with superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo leading the way, the times are indeed changing in Brew City. Kevin?
They are fun to watch. Thank you, David. And Giannis earning another All-NBA nod, Bill. He'll be eligible to sign the biggest contract in NBA history this coming summer.
I thought you had the biggest contract in NBA history.
After you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm confused. Well, what's funny about this is they could have signed him to the max a few years ago. And there was this rule that you could only have one guy on your team could have a 5-year max. And they were saving it for Jabari Parker.
Right.
So they signed him for 4 years, $100 million. A little bit of a discount. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to make them pay. And
in a big way.
If I was Giannis, I would be very spiteful about the fact that they cared about Jabari more than me, and I would want to sign with the Celtics. But that's just me.
That was a different GM, though, at the time.
Listen, it doesn't matter who it was.
Right.
They didn't treat you right, Giannis. You should leave.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Ogden and Oladipo, the backcourt duo. Sabonis and Turner up front. And it's Warren in at the small forward. And for the Bucks, the backcourt comprised of Bledsoe and Matthews. Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. And it's Korver in at the 3, the small forward. And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Back to Sabonis. No good from outside. Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to the Heat in Miami. Ogden against Bledsoe. Count it. Bledsoe's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, really hard to corral Bledsoe when he's playing with that unbridled energy. He's understated, but always aggressive.
Bledsoe against Brogdon. Oladipo for 3. The rebound by Brook Lopez. Outside Korver. Pass to Giannis. He kicks to Bledsoe. The Bucks working the ball around. Now Lopez, taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And it's Bledsoe, that time on the assist from Lopez. Bledsoe's got 7.
I think it's critical that Bledsoe shoots with confidence off the catch. I like that mentality.
The pass to Warren. Shot to stop the run. Sabonis trying to get open. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. You've been producing documentaries going deeper into athlete stories, which I know you love, because I think you're curious more than anything else.
Yeah.
So what drew you to that process?
Initially, it was we dove into these stories. We thought that was the inefficiency of, instead of these big, broad type of documentaries, concentrate on events and players and moments and things like that. And I think as you get into that and you start doing it, it just becomes intoxicating. And the cool thing about it is no story should be told the same way you would tell somebody else's story. You just don't know. You got to figure it out. Like we had Steve Nash, his last Lakers season. He wanted to do a documentary about it. And then we spitballed it, and we decided it was actually a better idea to do an in-the-moment digital series about it that you could experience in real time with the thing. And it was the right idea, and that was really good. I think trying to figure out what story clicks the best with an athlete, how to tell whatever story they have correctly is the coolest part about it.
Here's Brogdon following the bucket by the Bucks. Pass to Warren. He doesn't hit that one. Good D by Lopez.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Warren against Lopez. Warren kicks to Brogdon. Here's Sabonis. Over onto Tacumbo. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Can't afford to be too handsy with Sabonis. He's very good at forcing the issue and getting these calls.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
Guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off.
I look at Sabonis as a terrific stretch 4. He's a guy who can play either power forward or center, and he has excellent length and a nice touch.
And he's good on the second. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Miles Turner, the lengthy big man for Indiana, challenges shots. We know that, protects the rim well. The jump shot of his is not too bad.
Yeah, and sometimes he has these little moon shots in traffic that I really like. He is the X factor for this Pacers team. They need him to become not an all-star, but a borderline all-star, somebody that can eventually be like a 19-9 type guy. Oladipo needs a sidekick. Turner, the pieces are there. I haven't seen him been able to put it together yet. He's also like 14 years old,
yeah, he's
so there's
so young.
plenty of time.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Milwaukee shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
And the key for Bledsoe, like it is for most players, is staying motivated and engaged. He's a big player for this team, an important player for this team.
Now, here's Brogdon. 8 points his last outing. Sabonis.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
That's his second personal foul.
Milwaukee shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Bledsoe taking 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Leaf checked in for Turner. He's off on the second. We've seen a handful of players land the Supermax contract bill. By and large, how do you see those deals? working out.
It's tough. Nobody's really been happy with it yet. You know, it's so much money and it's such a big part of somebody's salary cap, and you're just kind of handicapped with it. And we've seen John Wall is the worst case scenario of it, but the situation Charlotte was in with Kemba Walker, where he makes the All-NBA team and now his supermax is $240 million instead of $180. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And in a salary cap league, to pay $50 million a year from somebody is just nuts. It compromises the ceiling of the team. So the Bucks are going to be in this position with Giannis, where if he's making $55 million a year and the cap's $120, how are you going to put a good team around?
You can't maneuver.
You can't. No. So I would put a wrinkle in there that I would make the supermax, whatever, pay the player whatever the number is, but it only counts for like $32 million or something. Make it so that it's not prohibitive.
A percentage of the total cap.
Yeah, make his cap figure is 32, even if you're paying him 55, and then that way people could compete better.
Pass to Warren. Knocked away. It's stolen by Korver. Pass to Matthews. Now Lopez launches it. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
A different look for Milwaukee. Robin Lopez is checked in for Lopez. Sterling Brown comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Hill in for Wesley Matthews. Here's Bitadze, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. There's the pass to Leaf. Right wing. Some nice passing here by Indiana. 6 on the shot clock. Lamb passes to Holiday. He can't get that one. And Milwaukee the other way now. Bill, it's no secret that you're...
Are you kidding me?
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Antetokounmpo looking it over. From the baseline. Offensive rebound. And the dunk by Giannis.
Hey, offensive rebounding. Positioning is important, but nothing's more important than pursuing the pumpkin. And Antetokounmpo is always in the chase.
Now here's Lamb. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Leaf. That one rolling around and rims out. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. 15-point game. Here's Hill. Here's Lopez. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off. Holiday, the pass to Leaf. Outside Holiday. The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Kicks to Brown. Back to Antetokounmpo. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Holiday attacking and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Now the Bucks moving it up. Antetokounmpo, no good.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
And so it's Milwaukee now, following the score by Indiana. And it's a foul. It's called on TJ Leaf. That is his first foul of the game. The Bucks shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here. That's good from Lopez.
And the fun-loving personality Lopez has makes him a likable teammate. It's clear that they love playing with him.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Eric Bledsoe. Giannis outside. Releases from 15. Drained for 2 points. Giannis has got 10 points.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Holiday against Hill. Holiday, the pass to Bitadze. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
Hill kicks to Giannis. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And the game plan is clear. Work the ball inside.
And it's working for him, Greg. You like that initiative, not settling for stuff on the perimeter.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Free throw no good for Giannis.
And though he's still young, Giannis Antetokounmpo is already elite. I mean, his athleticism and length, really hard to contain.
On the wing, Lamb. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Leaf. Here's Bitadze. It's hauled in by Giannis. Antetokounmpo's got 8 rebounds in this game. Hill passes to Lopez, and Lopez throws it down.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
And so it's Milwaukee controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be back with you shortly. Already a superstar, Antetokounmpo talked about how much more he can improve.
I'm just trying to focus on the court. What's my next step as a basketball player? Because I know this is just the beginning. I haven't even reached my potential yet. I think I have a long way to go, and maybe one day I can be top 10 in all those things. I feel like I can do that.
I think he's already a top 5 player. With his skill set and physical tools, he can be an all-time great.
He's shown the dedication. I think he's only going to get better.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And for the Bucks here, they've been putting a show on, guys.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
Robin Lopez out there with Antetokounmpo. And there's Hill, and it's Connaughton in at the small forward position. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Bill, you host your own podcast. I've listened to it, and I subscribe to it.
Thank you.
I love it. What do you make of so many NBA players now doing the same thing?
We have a couple of them. At the Ringer, we have J.J. Redick, we have Vince Carter and Kent Bazemore. The ones that are good at it take it seriously. It can't be one of those things where, a player says, you know what, I want a podcast, and then it just magically happens. Like, you got to work on it. You have to use your connections and book your guests, and you have to be candid on the podcast. You can't just show up and just babble. And the guys that have been successful at it are people that could probably have a media career for a living. Like, JJ is clearly going to go into media after he retires. Richard Jefferson had a great podcast. He's gone into media. He's really good. Yes. So I think you need a little more talent at it than people realize. And you need the consistency of it. You can't say, I'm starting a podcast and then not do it for 2 months. Like, you have to really stick to it.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot, Greg. It's definitely given the defender something extra to think about.
Milwaukee with the rebound.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Lopez with the bucket.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Lamb. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. 5 to shoot. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Brook Lopez is checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now here's Sabonis. 9 points last game. Right side Warren. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Bill, if you were building a franchise from scratch, which one current player would you begin with or build around?
Probably Giannis, because he's
still
turning
young
25 this year. I still feel like the ceiling of what he's going to do is go up as he becomes more of a shot maker. He's really durable, which I think is underrated. Like, he's just built to play basketball. There's certain guys like that. I think Kevin Garnett was like that. Mm-hmm. Tim Duncan was like that. Just guys who you just know are going to be around for 17, 18 years. The way I like to watch the running styles, and the game just comes so easy to him, and he's so athletic and really cares and is really competitive and just wants to do this and win at basketball. That's how I pick.
And, the 2016-17 Rookie of the Year continues to impress. Brogdon is a valuable role player who does a lot of things well.
And the Bucks making a change here. Matthews is checked in. Both good from the line that time. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Lopez against Turner. Lopez left side. Shoots over Turner. Good work defensively by Turner.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
Now, here's Lopez. 5 points in the game. Pass to DiVincenzo. From the top of the key, he buries it. DiVincenzo's got his second bucket tonight.
Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
Brogdon finds Oladipo. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Brook Lopez.
And Oladipo, very aggressive when he's driving. I mean, the defense doesn't know what to do with him other than foul him in many cases.
The Pacers shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
Yeah, you know, Oladipo was the second pick back in the 2013 draft and has made back-to-back All-Star games in 18 and 19. His star is rising.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Bucks. Oladipo hits them both. Bill, you think about Victor Oladipo's breakthrough with the Pacers. They were criticized for that trade, sending away Paul George. But you know what? Oladipo became an all-star.
Absolutely. He certainly surprised me. I was one of the biggest critics of that trade. I just didn't understand it. I think Oladipo at that point was making $20 million a year and had really been relegated to an unimportant sidekick in Oklahoma City. And within 2 months, it was just clear he changed his career. He's a franchise guy. His defense is excellent, and is really the thing that sets him apart for me. He's a really good two-way player, and you can't say that about a lot of guys.
Here's Sabonis following the bucket by the Bucks. Clock at 6, and there's the foul. It goes on Wesley Matthews. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Now, here's Sabonis. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Here's Warren, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Bill, on the topic of Victor Oladipo, his role includes some pretty big shoes to fill, at least in name alone, Paul George.
Right.
That's a big void to fill.
Right. I think he's better than Paul George potentially as a franchise guy because the one thing with Paul George, once he became the guy on the Pacers, he didn't handle it that great. And I felt like from a leadership standpoint, was pretty hit or miss. And did not seem like he was all in on that team the last 2 years he was there. Oladipo has embraced Indiana. He loves that team. He wants that to be a championship contender for years, and he wants to do it in Indiana. You're not going to hear about him trying to get to L.A. in 5 years or any of that stuff. He wants to be in Indiana. I think when you're a small market team, you got to find guys like that.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad he wants to stay there.
It's good. We'll see. We'll see if Giannis will do the same in Milwaukee.
I hope he does. Do you?
Yeah, we'll see.
Good on the second free throw.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Pacers now. Pacers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Brogdon against Bledsoe. Warren kicks to Oladipo. Passes to Sabonis. Shot clock at 6. He can't hit that time. Good D by Lopez. Bucks leading by 23. A floater, and the layup good by Brown.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
The Pacers shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Sabonis, high post. Lopez is there. Sabonis, the pass to Warren. Sabonis trying to get open. And the shot by Warren, no good. For Milwaukee, they've gone 7 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Korver, no luck. And it's Warren with the ball for Indiana. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
What athleticism from Turner. My goodness. He loves getting chances to throw it down like that.
Now, here's Brown. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Heat in Miami. Stolen by Warren. And here we go. Warren's got it, the fast break chance. And that one's good, Brogdon.
Well, so often we see this, transition buckets off turnovers.
And we know turnovers are painful and costly. You get loose with the ball on one end and get punished on the other end.
Here's Lopez. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Warren. Pacers trail by 21. He dishes it to Oladipo. Back to Warren. Brogdon outside. Oladipo for three. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got his third assist on the night. Milwaukee leading by 18. Bledsoe passes to Lopez. For three. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far. Here's Oladipo. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Oladipo's got 11 points.
This is the kind of unselfishness you love seeing from Brogdon, making sure he gets it to the open man.
Brown feeling it out a bit. Five on the clock. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Near the three-point line, it's Bledsoe. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
Well, that's a very low percentage shot. Not good basketball at all. One he probably should have passed on.
Warren the pass to Brogdon. Down low, it's stolen by Korver. Fast break, Milwaukee. Here's Bledsoe. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. And entertaining as always, Bill. Thank you so much for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Just, I don't want to do any Celtic games. Can we not do that? I don't
They're
want
off
to see
the
that
schedule.
team. Let's do the other teams.
Okay. And Clark, you know what? Bill will always give you a great point of view.
And you know what? I think he needs his own barbershop talk show, Kevin. I mean, he's done everything else in media. Go barbershop on him, Bill.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Antetokounmpo's checked in. The Pacers also changing it up. Leaf comes in for Domantas Sabonis. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Warren. Pacers trail by 14. And here's Oladipo. He had 22 points in the win against the Spurs in San Antonio.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Now, here's Oladipo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. Oladipo's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Pacers. Pass to Bledsoe. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
You know, it's never easy or simple trying to slow down Bledsoe. I mean, when he's in attack mode, it puts the defense in a real pickle.
And this is his third trip to the line tonight.
And did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
Was completely out of sync on his free throws, and I'm sure that led him to some extra work at the foul line.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe. Hill, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. So he gets them both. Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to Miami. Outside Holiday. And there's the pass to Bitadze. No good. Good D by Lopez.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
For Milwaukee, they have had 7 opportunities at the free throw line and made good on 5 of them. That's good from Bledsoe. And so it's Milwaukee in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Kyle, impressive first half. You guys seemed in control. I figure you're pleased with the team's performance so far.
Yeah, I thought we let up some in the second quarter, though. We got to keep on playing our game, keep on trusting the system, and we're getting great shots. Got to keep it up.
Kyle, thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Eric Bledsoe is having one of those nights. He had 20 points and 1 rebound. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, the bench came in and helped them run away with this one. Tremendous job of getting loose, getting open, and drilling shots. You always want that spark off the bench, and these guys delivered.
Shaq, your take on Indiana.
Ernie, I don't use this word a lot because, one, I can't spell it, but it was definitely a subpar effort for them on the glass. That hurt. They're serious about cutting into this deficit. It's gut check time. You hear that, Ernie? I'm hitting my gut. You got to check your gut, Ernie. Gut check time, Ernie.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You know, Eric Bledsoe has been exceptional here, guys.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Clark, as you're watching a game unfold, what characteristics do you look for in a great closer?
Obviously confidence, a real eagerness to make difference-making plays late, and somebody who can create his own shot if a play breaks down. I mean, that's essential.
And on the floor for Nate McMillan starting the second half. Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. Sabonis and Turner up front, and it's Brogdon in at the 1.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good.
And though they've made the playoffs 4 straight years, Indiana can't seem to get past the first round.
And it's not for a lack of effort, guys. The effort is there. The chemistry and continuity is there. They suffered a big, untimely injury, the one to Victor Oladipo, and it's been hard for them to attract top free agents as well.
And so here is Indiana after the basket by Milwaukee. Outside Warren. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Antetokounmpo.
He stepped up his game on the glass big time this month. His numbers are outstanding, but even if the numbers weren't there, his activity in the paint has been incredible. His hard work is paying off, and they want more of the same from that young man.
That free throw good from Warren. Both free throws good from Warren. And it's Bledsoe with the ball for Milwaukee. It's an 18-point lead. And Matthews kicks to Korver. Lopez outside. Here's Giannis. And Giannis throws it down.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Now, here's Brogdon. He isn't playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Pass to Sabonis. Dishes it to Warren. Just 4 to shoot. Floats one. It's stolen by Korver. On the wing, Giannis. Here's Bledsoe. The rebound by Brogdon. Brogdon's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Oladipo. Second chance shot. And Warren with the lay-in. Warren's got 7.
Yeah, a coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's got 20. Can't connect from 13 feet out.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Well, he carves defenses to pieces. Victor Oladipo is fantastic at slithering his way inside.
And the foul on Miles Turner. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter now. Giannis against Sabonis. Yep, that one goes in there. 22 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now, here's Sabonis. Here's Warren. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The Pacers have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
That free throw good from Warren. Clark, the level of nuance and the footwork that keeps evolving every few years. Talk about the changes that you have seen from the time you've played to the exquisite footwork we see now.
Well, you know, some of my peers would say that these guys are being allowed to walk and have it talked about as good footwork. So you work with Reggie and other guys, and I hear them all the time saying guys are getting away with carrying the ball and so forth. But the footwork is pretty good. I mean, when you think about it, the step-back three-point shot, the ability to make plays off the dribble, all attributed to footwork. I think it's just an evolution of the game. As players see more and more of excellent work on the court, they're able to emulate it a lot sooner and a lot better.
Oladipo against Matthews. 6 to shoot. Sabonis finds Warren. Lets a floater go. Rebound, Milwaukee. Lopez has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Passes it to Giannis. Here's DiVincenzo. There's the lob into Antetokounmpo, and it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here. Now we take a look at the 2K leaderboard to see who the best rebounders in the NBA have been over the last 10 games. 3rd is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. It's a 16-point game. Trying to get open is Lopez. DiVincenzo can't hit it. The Pacers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Matthews with the steal. Here's DiVincenzo. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Lopez dishes to Antetokounmpo. And Giannis throws it down.
Yeah, that was just a fantastic decision from Antetokounmpo. He's lethal in pick and roll situations, clearly.
Timeout called the Pacers. And the shooting guard, Wesley Matthews, a terrific defender who has no hesitation, Greg, in taking that long three.
A pretty good combination. Weathered an Achilles tear back in 2015, but has remained a steady rotation player.
Same time, way back before Maybach. I swear I always had the same drive. Other stuff off the Bucks by the landslide. You ain't fly, you ain't stand by. I got something that you can't buy. My older brother called him right man. My little brother, my baby brother, he was fascinated. My mama happy, she was laughing at it. First class, 2 tones, like Queen need 2 thrones. Almost line up in a group home. New phone, bust down, rolling, all of my plain Jane. Every day, same thing. Cause we just out here trying to maintain. Bust down, rolling, all of my plain Jane. Every day, same thing. Cause we just out here trying to maintain.
Lopez, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Hill comes in for Kyle Korver. The Pacers also changing it up. TJ Leafs checked in for Sabonis. Jeremy Lamb comes in for TJ Warren. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Brogdon finds Lamb. Back to Brogdon. Shot clock at 6. Over Hill. And that one hits back iron.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
They've also jumped on any opportunity they've had to attack the basket tonight. I mean, excellent penetration.
And he knocks down the first one. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours on their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours. Now, here is Holiday. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Fast break, Milwaukee. The coast-to-coast dunk.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Matthews against Lamb. Pass to Leaf. Back to Lamb. 13 feet away. That one goes. Count it. Lamb's got his first points in this one.
I really like this guy's mid-range game. Lamb's in-between shot is often cash money.
There's the lob into the Kumbo. And he converts the layup. Giannis has got 28.
Boy, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
Lamb up top. He's covered by Matthews. The pass to Bitadze. That one, no good. The Bucks go the other way with it.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Holiday, the pass to Lamb. Over Matthews. No good from Lamb.
and smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, he's going to just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night, a hand in your face on every jumper.
Outside Holiday. Pass to Leaf. Stolen. And up the court come the Bucks. On the break, Giannis is running.
Yeah, I like how confident Matthews is down low. Impressive work by him drawing contact inside.
Foul. Elbow. 2.
First trip to the line for him here.
Wesley Matthews at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls.
Yeah, you know, Wesley Matthews has made himself an efficient scorer who also has gained a reputation as a good defender.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for the Bucks. The Pacers also with a sub. Turner's checked in. Both free throws good from Matthews. Holiday with it. Lopez with the block.
And the space Lopez is able to cover on defense, using that size and length to reject the shots.
And the Bucks making a change here. Brown's checked in. Passes it to Lamb. Indiana moving it around. Just 5 to shoot. Holiday with the 3. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Now here is Holiday. Outside, Lamb. Back to Holiday. Pass to McDermott. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Here's Lamb. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot 3.
First personal foul.
You know, aggressiveness is what helps Lamb be able to draw these fouls.
Taking 3.
You feel like Jeremy Lamb has been in the league forever, mostly known for being a piece in the Harden trade when he left OKC, but Lamb is coming to his own the last few years.
And he's good on the first of 3. And Jeremy Lamb, you feel like, Greg, he could be kind of a late bloomer.
The improvement he's shown the last few seasons has been huge. Much more comfortable as a scorer, and the defense has picked up for him as well.
And he sinks the second.
I really believe the more playing time that Lamb gets, the better he'll become. He still has the potential, in my mind, to be a very solid player in this league.
And he nails the third. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Outstanding activity in the pick and roll by Lopez, using that impressive mobility to create space for himself.
Here's Leaf. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
and smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, he's going to just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night, a hand in your face on every jumper. Love the read there from Antetokounmpo. I mean, his basketball IQ is really impressive when it comes to alley-oop attempts.
Now here is Holiday. Here's Lamb. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Well, Clark, it took some time for him to get to this point, but Jeremy Lamb has taken his game to the next level.
And guys, we see these young guys come into the league after just 1 year of college, and it takes them a while to figure it out sometime. Lamb has gone from being just a contributor to a nightly impact player with his scoring. But across the board, you can see his game upticking in a really positive way.
And the first one at the line is good.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Bender, he's checked in for Lopez. And Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for George Hill. 58 seconds left in the third. Here's Giannis, and Giannis throws it down.
I tell you what, it's absolutely foolish and futile to let Antetokounmpo get space to sprint towards the rim. I mean, the dunks he jams home are just downright filthy, ugly, nasty, wicked.
Here's Turner following the bucket by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
Now here's Lamb. 7 points in the game. Nice shot by McDermott.
McDermott does a solid job scoring close to the basket at 6'8". His size allows him to capitalize from there.
Now, Antetokounmpo, he's got 36. Bledsoe for three. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for Milwaukee. He's approaching 40 points for him in the game. He's scoring in just about every way possible. We come back right after this. And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
Defensively, we got to keep these guys in front of us shooting contested too. All right, play defense without fouling, and they get one shot.
Being aggressive, GA, without fouling. That's a good message, and that's what Coach McMillan wants.
The worst thing you can do is bail a team out. It's important that they just lock down here defensively.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. We've got Brown. Wilson out there with Antetokounmpo. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Connaughton in at the shooting guard position. Here's Indiana. They get to take on the Bulls at Chicago after this one. And that will be the fourth of this string of 5 played on the road. Leaf passes to Sampson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Clark, you and I are amazed at how the global interest of the NBA has just gone through the roof. The league has made a lot of right moves, I think, in this area.
They sure have, Kevin. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the international reach through what coaches in this country have done in teaching the game and promoting the game. Not just coaches, but players as well. I think there's something about the game of basketball that just really transcends cultures. The pace of the game, the personality of the players, the creativity of the game, all of that lends itself to being so popular globally.
The first free throw is good. Antetokounmpo's checked in for Antetokounmpo. good on both. The Bucks shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Here's Connaughton, guarded by Holiday. Connaughton kicks to Bledsoe. Clock at 6. They double-team Bledsoe. Brown outside. Trains it from beyond the arc. Brown's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, Bledsoe has developed his passing skills to the point where you've got to respect that part of his game. He's doing a nice job finding his open guys.
Here's Sumner. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about a market size, nightlife for some guys is important, business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles, season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have a family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We had been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
And so here is Indiana following the bucket by the Bucks. McDermott can't get it to go. They push it up 4 on 3. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Here's Sumner. Inside, here's Leaf. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Nice touch there near the hoop.
For Milwaukee, they've gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And here's Bledsoe, banked in off the glass. Bledsoe's got 22.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here is Holiday. And the pass to Leaf. Outside Holiday. No good that time. Now the Bucks take it the other way. Here's Wilson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Wilson's got 4 this quarter.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
Now here is Holiday, and he's good on the 3 ball.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Here's Bledsoe. Cross contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Really starting to attack on the interior here, showing a much more physical presence here in the second half.
Do you think it helps the pace of the game with the NBA recently modifying the shot clock rule that after an offensive rebound, it doesn't go back to 24, it goes now to the new number, 14 seconds?
Well, I really like the rule because you don't have to bring the ball over the half-court line, which is 8 seconds, so it makes sense, and it does speed up the game, in my opinion.
And that one misses. For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Outside Holiday. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Sampson. Antetokounmpo defending. 4 on the clock. Here's Sampson. And the shot is long.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe
he doesn't knock it down.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
One shot.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. Clark, last season we saw more of the global games series from the NBA. A couple games in Mexico, one in England. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it really is, because I actually 6 years ago had a chance to be with the Pacers in the global games in the Philippines, and then Taipei, Taiwan with the Rockets. Great experience for the players and the organizations. It's an additional level of travel, no doubt, about a week to 10 days where you're in another country, but it's great for the game and it's great for the fans in those countries.
Here's Bitadze after Eric Bledsoe's score. Here's Sampson. They can't stop the run with that one. So it's the Bucks now. The shot by Bledsoe, nobody around. Misses the three.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Hill's checked in.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
Outside Wilson. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Hill with it. Guarded by Holiday. But they get it back.
And I just love how he's banging down low. His hard work will let them use some more of the clock here.
Just 5 on the clock.
Using his size pretty well on the defensive end. When McDermott makes himself big on this end, it can alter shots.
Sumner. Indiana again missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Antetokounmpo passes to Wilson. It's rebounded by Indiana. Bitadze's got 5 rebounds tonight. High arcing shot. Sampson's shot, good.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Milwaukee's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Bucks passing it around. Outside Hill. Passes to Antetokounmpo. Lets it fly. The offensive rebound. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Wilson's got 6 in the quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Now here is Holiday. And it's off from three-point range. Here's DiVincenzo. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Now here is Hill. Mark, for a while now, you and I were just talking. We've had a rule that a team cannot go without a first-round pick in consecutive years. Could it be time to lift that restriction?
I certainly wouldn't mind discussing lifting the restriction, but I like it as it is on the books because it does lend itself, I think, to competitive balance. And that's important in the strength of a league.
Here's Sumner, following the 3 by Milwaukee.
Just 2.
And Dragan Bender gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Brownie's checked in for Milwaukee.
That's his first personal foul. In for your Bucks, Sterling Brown.
Here's Sampson. The pass to Sumner. Clock at 2. And the Pacers can't get it to go. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's DiVincenzo. Here's Sumner.
Oh! Oh, man!
And that one is hammered home.
Wow! We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
Antetokounmpo, no good. The Pacers shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Bucks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so checking out the record for these guys, tonight will mark win number 37 for them on the year.
And they took control of this season series matchup from the get-go, making every play they needed to en route to winning all 4 of their games this year against the Pacers.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Giannis.
Boy, from a scoring standpoint, he was absolutely sensational. Made the game look easy tonight.
Here's Bitadze. Rebound, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo with the ball. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Wesley, nice win after the last loss. How important is it to win these home games?
We need all of them. We need every single home win we can get. And like you said, it was a good bounce back win for us. And we got to get ready for our next game.
Great job, Wesley. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA. Presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you later.